Welcome back. This afternoon you're listening to Todd Laborowitz Show, Real Estate Radio and Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. I am your host, Todd Laborowitz, and we are speaking with Ann Peyer, Director of Vocational Services at Cornerstone Montgomery. Ann is a D.C. native. She also attended the University of Northern Colorado, and she went to Chicago School of Professional Psychology, and she has been with Cornerstone Montgomery for the past 8 years. Welcome, Ann.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Love having you here. So we love Cornerstone Montgomery, and we had them on the show last week, and you are head of the vocational program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what it is?
Yeah, so the vocational program, we're an evidence-based practice program, and we work with people with chronic persistent mental illness, and we help them to choose, find, and keep employment.
Perfect.
So we have our evidence-based practice principles that we work on. Our employment rate compared to the national average of 19%, our employment rate is about 67%, so huge difference. And we think that work is so important because work is important in the business community in general. I mean, when you're meeting new people, one of the first questions you're asked is, what do you do? And when you don't have an answer to that, that can feel very, very isolating. And people want to work, and people, regardless of whether they have a disability or not. So we help them to do that.
And it helps build self-esteem.
It builds self-esteem, confidence, gets people back out into the community. It decreases hospitalizations. It really does a lot on so many different levels.
Well, how did the program come into existence?
So the vocational program grew out of the residential program. It's been around since about the 80s, the vocational piece. And what residential counselors were noticing is that people wanted to go back to work. They may have been struggling in work or had been halted in their careers or never had a chance to have one. So they wanted to help people to do that and to be going out and doing something productive. So the vocational program developed from that, and now we work with youth, juniors, and seniors in high school all the way up past retirement age.
And is this, did you start this, or is this something you...
This was started before me, and I am the second director of our vocational department.
Perfect. So who qualifies for the services, and what do you offer the potential job seekers?
So to qualify for our services, you do have to be part of the public mental health system, and that means that you have to have a target diagnosis. So those are things such as bipolar, major depression, schizophrenia. There's some financial qualifications that you need to meet. You need to be under 200% of the federal poverty level. And most importantly, you have to say that you want to work. We're a voluntary program. We don't tell our clients in other programs that they have to work. You raise your hand and say, I want to work. And that's all it takes.
Now someone with disabilities, if they were collecting like disability money and then they're getting work, some people are scared, like, can I work, can I not? Is that cause a conflict?
That is one of the top fears that we see with people, and part of the service that we offer is actually doing benefits counseling with folks, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot that people don't understand. There are actually a lot of work incentives built in. So we feel like the financial counseling and the benefits counseling is really important, because if you're just living off your benefits, say Social Security income, for example, that is $721 a month. You're tying yourself to a life of poverty, and you can make so much more. So we want to make sure that people have all the knowledge that they can make decisions, and then we're helping them through that process.
And I know people that want to work.
Absolutely.
It's just they're worried that if they start, it was so hard to get the money from disability that if they start working, they're going to lose that, and then if they lose their job, they're going to have to fight again for that disability. They're
People sometimes look at getting the disability as their job. It's been their job for 2-3+ years, so giving that up can be very hard for people, and that's why we coach them along the way. We help them understand what it's going to mean, what changes there are. In Maryland, we have the Employed with Individuals with Disability insurance. So it's basically like a buy-in to Medicaid, and that really adds an extra layer of security because, of course, getting rid of your health insurance that you've had for so long, wondering, well, where am I going to get my medications if you need medications and things of that nature. So we want to make sure that we're educating people and
you're counseling people through them.
Yes.
Through that process.
And it's a constant process because you don't have a job, what's going on with your benefits. When you get a job, what happens to your benefits? And then you get a raise. I mean, we never want people to be saying, well, my benefits will be affected, so nope, you can't give me a raise. Well, your boss wants to acknowledge that you're doing great work. You should get that raise. You deserve that raise. So we want to make sure that we're working with people. How is it going to change? And how can you work your way off benefits? Because there are people that want to work off benefits. Most people don't want to stay on benefits for the rest of their lives. I think that's a common misperception. Right. So we want to help people.
People are scared.
Absolutely.
And you help walk them through.
Yep.
That's wonderful. Well, what makes Cornerstone Montgomery vocational program unique from other vocational programs?
So, as I mentioned, our employment rate of 67% compared to the national average is certainly one thing that makes us stand out. We believe that everyone can work. Doesn't matter your symptoms, how many times you've been hospitalized, whether you've worked before or never worked a day in your life. We don't talk about readiness. We look at, where are you and how can we help you get back to work and get into work. We have work trials. What that is it's working with local businesses, and Cornerstone Montgomery actually pays one of our clients that's interested in doing the job, and they get to go and work a shift at the business. And it's no risk to the business. There's a job coach there the whole time, and the client gets to see what doing that job is really like. And that's really unique, and it's great for employers. You get to see how someone works. We do have people that get hired from work trials sometimes because the employer's like, well, this guy's great. I want him on my team.
So there's a good success rate with it.
Yeah, and it's also a great way for people that can't hire to get involved or that want to know more. It's a great benefit that we offer. We're also, we have a business mentor program, and that is where we recruit local business.
Tell me more about that. How do you get engaged with the business community?
With the business community, we get engaged with them in many different ways. Our employment specialists spend about half their time out in the business community, both looking at potential employees or employers, as well as looking at working with the current employers that we have. We're members of the Chambers of Commerce in Montgomery County. We're on several Rotaries as well. We also we do an annual employer recognition breakfast where we invite current employers and we let those employers talk, and the clients as well. We invite them and they share its testimonials about what work has meant on the client's behalf, what the employers have gotten out of it. We invite business partners, other potential employers, so you can learn more about that. We also work with some other bigger agencies and partnerships, and we have some career days. Last summer and this summer again, we're working with the Property Management Association. They're coming in, doing some workshops, doing some practice interviews, some resume critiques, really helping get folks.
Perfect. Well, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I have with me Ann Peyer, Director of Vocational Services at Cornerstone Montgomery. I am your host, Todd Laborowitz, and you're listening to Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. Well, Ann, tell me how did you get involved with Cornerstone Montgomery?
I started out as a support employment specialist. I had just graduated, moved back to the area, and saw this job ad and was really curious about what exactly a support employment specialist would do. And when I went to the interview, found out that it was really an interesting mix of working directly with clients and being able to help them, but also being able to go out into the community and work with the community and educate and work with employers and make our community better and stronger, which was really important to me.
Perfect. And 8 years strong.
Yep.
And do you have any upcoming events?
Sure. We are actually doing a couple events with a couple of our local chambers that I'd like to share. We are hosting an event with the Wheaton Kensington Chamber on June 25th. And that's where we're inviting, talking about employment, talking about our employers, how to get most out of your employees. We're also part of a panel discussion regarding supported employment with the Rockville Chamber on July 15th. And we have a golf tournament coming up October 7th.
Perfect. Well, I really do appreciate you coming out and sharing this with us. I have friends that could use your services, and I know how when I talk to them, they're stuck. Mm-hmm. And they're childhood friends.
Yep. So our job is to get them unstuck.
And I am so happy to have met you. So if anyone's interested in getting in touch with Ann Peyer, please contact me on my cell at 301-467-8444. That number again is 301-467-8444. Or how can you get in touch with you directly if they want?
You can call me at 301-897-4361. And you can also get more information on our website. We have a vocational section on the Cornerstone Montgomery page.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Ann, for being here. I really do appreciate it. Next Saturday at 1 p.m., we'll be talking with Kelly Leonard, business developer leader at Taylor Leonard, and Karen Parnes, a Redfin top agent, and Kim Andrews with Capital Region SBTDC. I also want to thank our producer, Craig Gilner. We appreciate all the hard work you put into the show each and every week. Also, thank you to Ellie Vandergriff, our photographer and editor for our website. Check it out at www.Laborwit, L-A-B-O-R, like a woman going in labor, W-I-T. Well, tune in to the Todd Laborwit Show next Saturday, June 14th at 1 p.m. right here on Salem Broadcast Network, WRC 1260 AM. You need the inside scoop.
Investors endured two devastating bear market corrections since the year 2000. Unfortunately, many people still haven't recovered from their losses. Yet our clients tell a different story. I'm Jim Musgrave with Research Financial Strategies. For investments that make money in both bull and bear markets, call me at 301-588-0514 or visit jimmusgrave.com to learn how Research Financial Strategies can benefit you, your family, and your business. Can you afford not to?